Namaste. This is Roshni here, and welcome to Arunachalam temple. We are at Tiruvannamalai, and one of the most auspicious Shiva temples in the south. And let us explore further about the temple, about the spirituality, and the way we are going to look at life on a different perspective. Flowers? Anybody wants flowers? Namaste and welcome to Shaktipat Sidda Ashram. This is a podcast talking about a unique technique and very old ancient technique to get rid of our karmas. This is my Guruji, Sadguru Greg Hagi ji, and I would like to welcome him here. He is basically an Australian, but he's here. Right now we are doing a South India tour. So a warm welcome. Warm welcome to India. Warm welcome to the podcast. And thank you so much for being here, Guruji.
Thank you, thank you. We want to talk a little bit about Shaktipat today together and share it with the world about this ancient yoga technique that has had major transformation in my own life. So Shaktipat is being spread around the world right now as we speak, and people are having their own internal changes in their mind through this whole initiation process. The karmas start to be reduced down in the mind and free you up, free the space internally up, which gives your ability to see the world in a different way. So everything in a human being's existence comes from this, comes from the makeup of our mind. In yoga we call it karma. In the Western world we call it thought, memories. The Shakti starts to remove those patterns, even the patterns that are associated with trauma. These things start to be removed to allow your primal core energy to flow. And in that time, in that way, you can see the world in a different way. You can see it with more peace, more balance. And that drives everything else. Your preferences on how you live, what you eat, all happens from the internal mind. So it's like the software of a computer.
Yes.
Once you get that right,
Yes.
everything flows from that.
Right. Yes. It's the basic algorithm that is being changed.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I have to actually thank you, Guruji, for the greatest gift I ever received in this whole life, Shaktipat. I remember how I met you online, and how it's going to be 3 years now that we've completed this journey. You initiated me as a guru as well, and gave me an opportunity to reach out to more people. As you rightly mentioned many times, that we are actually putting the seeds into people's minds.
Yes.
And how it grows, when it will bear fruits is not my job, it's Shakti's job to do it. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And Guruji, there is a lot of confusion now because a lot of people, spirituality is the in thing.
Yes.
So now the actual difference between where people are getting confused, what is the spirituality? Now they've been following a certain things for a long time now. So now what is religion and what is spirituality?
Yeah, that's a very big question. Primarily, I mean, I'm no expert on religion, but there is a dogma and a set of rules or such, right? The religion follows. Whereas in this path, Siddha Mahayoga, you're allowing the inner energy, the divinity to guide your life. So there's no dogma associated with it. It's about allowing that connection with the divinity to guide your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? The guru is the principle for the connection to the divinity. Even guru has to go. When you feel the energy coming through, when you feel the Shakti working through your body and the Kriyas start, everything is let go. And then you remain as a witness while the Shakti is doing the work for you. So it's a beautiful path. It's very simple. It's one of surrender, and it's one of letting go to the higher power. The higher power being within you. Right? There is nothing outside of you. It's all within your essence. Could call it the soul or the essence. Everything is already there. It's only a matter of removing the karma that shadows the light that is already within you.
It's such a beautiful process, because spirituality is not supposed to be complicated. It is made complicated. Spirituality should be as simple as breathing. Because we are not even aware that we are breathing, but then without that breath, even a second, we are not alive in the physical world. So spirituality is because it's already inbuilt. It's just that we have forgotten. And we kind of bringing back. It's not an invention, it's a discovery. So we are getting back to know what we really are. Guruji, there's one more thing I would like to know, the audience also would like to know.
Let me just touch on something with that, the point you made. So the ego is a very tricky thing. So everyone at the moment wants to become spiritual, to become something, right? Which is the opposite of what? You don't need to become anything. You already are perfect the way you are. It's like a sculptor, when he starts his work, he gets a block of stone or marble. He can see what he's creating before he even starts. And he chips away the things he does not need. So the magnificent is already in the stone. It's exactly the same here. It's already within the human being. And the Shakti just removes chip by chip, chip by chip, to remove what's already within you at the foundation of who you are.
It's such a beautiful thing, isn't it, Guruji? We just have to surrender and let her do, and let her take over.
Let her do the work.
As you said, the ego is so big. We keep thinking, I am doing something. Wherein, whether you like it or not, we are not doing anything.
No.
Even whether you realize or not realized, you are just living in the myth that you are doing something. But actually, she is the one who is doing everything.
She's doing everything.
And we just have to let her do it for us.
The more you can surrender, the quicker the transformation will happen. So yes, sorry, your question?
Guruji, now a lot of talks about the matrix. Let's talk about the Maya. Now, it's been talked in films, it's talked in a very subtle ways in so many places. People are talking about we are in a three-dimensional existence. Now, let's talk a little more about what is this Maya, Guruji.
Okay, so this is a very big topic. Big subject.
I know.
And it's going to take a little bit.
We could do it in more episodes to come.
But let's talk a little bit about it.
At least the basic for people who are just heard the word Maya but not too sure what it is.
So Maya is illusion. Okay, so what that means is, if we go back to the beginning, you're a spiritual being and you've manifested into a body. As soon as you're born, you're given a name, right? And from that point onwards, you're given layers of attachment and identity. We attach ourselves to our body. We attach ourselves to the preferences and tastes that we want to eat. We attach ourselves to all of these things, right? That is what we believe we are. This is Maya. This is illusion. And we live our lives from this place that we think we are this body, this flesh. When in fact, you have a body and you have this experience of being human, but you're a spiritual being occupying a body for a short period of time.
So there is a small calculation generally when I talk to some sadhaks of mine, before, it's just to understand their time on the planet, So I generally tell them, if you take your calculator and calculate 365 days, that is 1 year, into, if you're lucky to go up to 70 years, on an average, then you're talking about a time of 25,550 days. So that is so finite, people live under the impression that it's going to be forever. But we just have this 25,550 days on an average, where we are on this planet, and we have so little time when we realize what is it that we need to do.
And it's all about, so the time frames are interesting that you highlight, because the true meaning of life is to be in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
Is to live your life from this moment, because we don't know how long we have.
We don't know.
But freeing your karma up allows you to live in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
As opposed to living in the past
or in the future.
and in the future.
Yes.
And that's just mind fluctuating forward and backwards.
Yes. Yes.
But if you can just be present in this moment and have relationships with others from this place, then there's true peace and love that comes from that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because we know that, let's talk about what is Kundalini. Now, the primordial force that is all, the whole cosmos is run by. So, let's say, what is Kundalini, Guruji?
Kundalini is a very difficult thing to define.
Yes.
You know, the word kunda means coiled, 3.5 turns, and lini is the coil, right?
Yes.
So what that means is that when you're born, the energy comes down through the top of the head, down the spine, and after the body's formed, it's terminated at the base. Kundalini, and stays dormant there for all your life, unless you're fortunate enough to have it awakened by a spiritual being, such as in Shaktipat. And then from that point onwards, so in a normal person's life, everything's expressed through the eyes and through the senses. So we live our life through all those senses. Right? So the energy is outward focused because of that. After receiving an awakening, the energy's turned on itself. So it starts to become introverted. It starts to come back to its origin. And that's how it starts to remove the karmic patterns in the mind. So Kundalini, the definition, is a very difficult thing. On a human level, on a micro level, that's what it is. But it also permeates through the whole cosmos.
On the basic level, how capable is everybody for a Kundalini awakening?
Okay, it's a very good question. Stability is the key here. You need to be stable in your body. You can't have any disease. You can't have any mental disease. Right? People clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety cannot take Shaktipat. And the reason why is that because the energy is turned on itself, it could make things worse. So if you've had any disease in this lifetime, cancers, heart disease especially, it's too dangerous, it's too risky. So we're very cautious about giving people to Shaktipat. Who have that sort of profile.
So this is on the physical thing. On the spiritual realm, the Shakti decides who has to be given a Shaktipat. Maybe that person is not ready in this lifetime for that particular thing.
Correct. If the body's not right, if the mind's not right, then Shakti's not for them this lifetime. So definitely everybody will pass through this gate. It's just that where are they right now in their journey, isn't it? Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So Guruji, now when we meet a lot of sadhaks now who already been initiated, you see a lot of turmoil that is going on. It's like of churning that is going on. How do you explain that?
A guru is not someone that, it's not like you change your clothes. Right? If you're happy with your guru, you should not be changing your clothes every month. It's a guru is really a lifetime
commitment.
Teacher, right? It's a commitment to you. So if a person wants to continue to change gurus, then they're the ones that are not going to benefit from this whole thing. I heard a very nice story that I want to share with you about digging for water. This is the similar example that I give for a guru. If you want to find water, you dig one hole. Doesn't matter what you encounter. You dig one hole, even if you encounter rock, until you find the water. It's the same thing. But if you're not happy with your guru, then of course you can change. But it's not something that is done is to be done regularly. You should learn from the teacher. You should allow them to guide you, and that takes time.
And the basic thing I feel it's they should understand the teacher himself is a sadhak. They're also in their spiritual journey. They're also in their thing. It's not necessary that they're also going through these kriyas. they're also going through all these turbulences in life. It's not that there's nothing called perfect there. There's nothing called right and wrong.
No.
There's nothing called good and bad.
Correct.
It's all very subjective.
Because the ultimate teacher is your soul.
Yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're just using an external person to take you to your true essence.
Yeah.
That is the true guide.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to get there, and that's why we use a guide. Until we get to that point.
Yes. So now, Guruji, now we talk about Kriyas. Now what are Kriyas, Guruji?
So Kriya is purely a manifestation of a karmic pattern being removed. So Kriyas can manifest in physical form, like physical vibrations in your mind, in your body. It can happen emotionally. You can have mental Kriyas, where you're having huge amount of thoughts or thoughts coming from nowhere, bringing up deep samskaras from your past. Kriyas can also happen in your life through different events. They can be Kriyas as well. So they're not just limited to your internal world or to your body. They're limited to, or they're not, they can happen anywhere.
Yeah, because you are the projector, the content from the projector is getting exposed to everywhere else. So your life, you are the projector of your life. So obviously when things are changing, the content you feed inside is what is going to be shown outside. So
yes, so you are the projector. So you're having experiences in your life, to help you to dilute your karma. And that might mean events that will make you suffer.
Yes.
But generally the Kundalini, after you've received Shaktipat, it tends to telescope those experiences. They don't necessarily seem to be so big. Right? They seem to be more telescoped and channeled and diluted. But you still will have experiences as Kriyas.
Yes. Because here, unlike when we say sadhan in Shaktipat, where every other yoga techniques talk about sadhana.
Yes.
There's a huge difference between sadhana and sadhana. So could you put a little more light into it?
Yes. So I like this one. This is a good question. So sadhana is when you're doing. Right? A practice, a technique that you're doing.
It's a verb. It's a karma. It's a verb.
It's a verb, right?
Yes.
You're doing sadhana. You're using a technique. Whereas in sadhana, you surrender and allow the Shakti to do you. So it's basically the opposite of a regular meditation practice. Once you pay your respects to the monks of the Shaktipat order, you chant your Guru mantra. Once the Kriyas start, you let go and just remain as a witness, observing. So there's no technique. Observation is all that is required.
The whole mind is so crazy that, being an observer itself is the most difficult thing to do, because you want to indulge in these actions, So every action has got three people. I read somewhere, it's like there is a person who is who's indulging in the activity, there is an observer, and then there is nothingness other side. So the whole journey is abandon the person who is doing the activity. At one point, abandon the observer, then go back to your nothingness.
Abandon the I.
Yes.
Right? Abandon the I, the identity of.
Yes.
Right? The false identity of who we think we are.
Yes.
And remain as a witness. So it's no different to being in a deep sleep. In sleep, you are the witness to your dream.
Yes.
You're in deep sleep. It's the same thing here. In sadhana, we allow it to happen to us.
Yes.
No matter what is happening in your thoughts, in your body, we allow it to just move through us. A state of surrender.
Yes.
A state of witness, which is the ultimate state. Is observing whatever is happening.
Yes. So that slowly from the sadhana time, we have half an hour, we start from half an hour, then it extends, you have a cap for it, it happens. And then eventually your every minute becomes a sadhana, because you are conscious, you're aware every minute. So, I know it depends on where the person is in his spiritual journey. When do you think on a general basis that a person from that half an hour fixed timing to the every moment of your life, when do you think,
I think after you've received initiation and you've been practicing regularly for a year, minimum a year, and you start to basically embed it into your life, then it starts to become a way of life.
Way of life, yes.
So then your whole life becomes sadhana, like you're saying, right? You're eating before you eat. During your eating, you're being conscious and present of what's going on. and you're surrendering to that.
Yes.
Now, of course, there'll be moments where you still need to do and be human,
Yes.
but there's this flux that you can continue to walk in two worlds at once.
Yeah. You need to.
And you have a state of dispassion,
Yes.
right, where you're not attached to what's going on, still living through the moment.
Yes.
So minimum 12 months.
12 months.
But major transformation happens 5, 6 years,
Yes,
10
yes,
years,
yes.
depending on the sadhak
Yeah.
and how committed they are. Obviously, the more you're committed, the quicker it's going to happen. The less you're committed, then the slower it's going to happen.
So I always tell, connected to everything but detached from everything.
Yes.
So it's like that. It's like, a lot of people ask, do they want to take sannyasa, come out of, and separate and go into the forest and live a secluded life. So I always tell these sadhaks who talk to me that it's like a lotus which is blooming in the dirty, stagnant water in the pond. In the stagnant, lotus doesn't come in fresh water. It's always come in this, in this kind of places. But not a single dot of dirt is attached to that lotus.
Yes.
It just separates itself beautifully, and that lotus is used for all at the temples and everywhere as the highest and most spiritual flower that is liked by a lot of gods. So I always tell this, you should be among these cures. You should be in this Maya to win the Maya.
Yes. Look, if it's your destiny to become a sannyasin, you'll become a sannyasin.
Yeah.
But if you're a householder, you don't need to become a sannyasin. Right? You can live, like you're saying about the dirt, right? For the lotus,
Yes.
you can still live in the normal world. It's actually harder to live in an ordinary world and transcend the mind. It's much more difficult. There's a lot more distractions that happen as opposed to locking yourself away. But you need to be at the right evolutionary process in your life to become a sannyasin.
Yes.
So you need to allow that destiny to unfold.
Because when I spoke to Param Guruji Srinivas Suluji, he was telling me whenever you get into sannyas, you're actually curbing the way for vasana to exit.
Yes.
Because vasanas has to come. It's like I would put it this way: when you delete your photos on your Google, it comes back to you. Do you really want to delete it? And you consciously say yes.
Yes.
So it keeps coming up again, and then you decide not to have that.
Yes.
So it's just like that. For the vasanas to go, I think we need to outlive it or outgrow it.
Yes.
Just like a kid who outgrows a toy she's been holding on for too long.
Yes.
Otherwise, at given point, she would always think about the toy.
Yes.
So it's just like, so when sannyasas happen, you are forcefully not letting the vasanas to evaporate.
Yes.
Roshni here signing off from Shaktipat Sidda Mahayoga, hoping that you all liked the episode here from Arunachalam, from the seat of Shiva in the form of fire, and the spirituality spoken here about the temple, about who you are and what you should look for in this beautiful human life and existence. Thank you.